Hey everyone, welcome to a new Medium article. This one is called Let's Go Furio. Well, at least that's what it said in the image. I got the image created before I decided on exactly what the title would be for the article. The title, as you can see, is How We Can All Make at Least $80,000 in Less Than 3 Years. So let me talk you through this and my thinking behind it and my how I've arrived at those figures. All right, so I'm gonna talk through the article. We know there's been changes to Furio, unpopular, outrage, blah blah blah, and I've summarised the changes here. I actually wrote all these bullets for somebody else today, just to summarise the changes for somebody in my team, and then I've copied and pasted it to here, and I think it's fairly coherent. I toyed with the idea of even putting this information in because I know it's been talked about so much in Telegram and on Medium. Other people have explained the changes. I didn't feel I needed to explain them again, but I think a quick summary is perhaps helpful. I know some people do prefer to get all their information collated into a single resource if possible, just so they know that they're getting the most up-to-date info, I guess. But you should always do your own research. Don't just rely on what I'm telling you. Go out and have a look what else is available. Always check the official Medium channel for Furio. You can get that from the website. Down at the bottom of the Furio website, there's the Medium icon there. That'll take you to the Medium channel. So I'm not going to read through all of these, but just the key points. The LMS range has been reduced down to 90 cents, between 90 cents and $1.10, and it's currently sitting at, last time I checked, it was just under 90 cents, I think, or was it 99? Can't remember. Anyway, I don't think the LMS has run out of funds yet, because they did say it had sufficient funds to last up until end of December at the 450 to 550 range, so it should last a considerable amount of time longer. We're talking months that the LMS should be sustainable for, assuming that the buy pressure doesn't increase significantly and make the LMS unnecessary, not unnecessary, but you know what I mean, so that if enough people are buying to buy up all the tokens that people are selling, then the LMS would not be required to keep the price in that range. It would happen naturally. And that's what we're all hoping for, among other things. So there's a sell limit of 100 Furio per day. That's been enforced for a while, I think, a few weeks now. And when you sell, 25% of what you sell goes directly into the Furio pool, not into your wallet as USDC, but it goes into the Furio pool, and you can't withdraw it. It gets locked for 30 days. And the catch to all of this is, you might think, oh, that's fine if I only have to wait 30 days and then I can withdraw it. No, well, yes, you can, but every time you sell some Furio, and that triggers an automatic deposit into Furio pool, it resets that 30-day lock. So you just keep moving the point at which you can withdraw the USDC from Furio pool further and further ahead. Well, you just keep moving it. You just keep resetting it to 30 days. So if you're still selling Furio in a year's time, you're not going to be able to withdraw the USDC. You're not going to be able to withdraw the USDC stake until 30 days beyond the year, if you see what I mean. Important to note, though, that you can withdraw or compound your daily rewards from the Furio pool. Now, as I said in here, I'm sure I did. I mentioned it somewhere that it's not going to be very much to start with, because if you've only got a couple of thousand Furio in the Furio pool, the reward rate in there, they anticipated it to be about 50% a year. Now that's APR, not APY. So it's good, but it's nowhere near what you would have hoped to get from the Furio Vault. But it's USDC. So if I need to go over any of this in more detail, make a video that goes into more detail about how the Furio Pool stuff works, just let me know and I'll be happy to do it. So I recommend, I think I've said it in the bullets, actually let's go back to the top. Look, getting to max wallet is still the goal, but there's no rush. It's better to start claiming and selling rewards before you hit max wallet. Max wallet being 27,777 Furio. That has not changed. That's still the same. You will still be able to claim a total of 100,000 Furio just like you could before. It's just the price that will be different. So it's better to start claiming and selling before you hit max wallet because of this. Every time you sell Furio, 25% goes to the Furio pool. It's locked for 30 days, and you'll only receive 75% of it as USDC. However, when you get to max wallet, 50% of the Furio that you sell goes to Furio pool. So even more of the Furio that you have available to sell is going to go into the Furio pool once you get to max wallet. So it's better to, I think, it's better to start claiming and selling sooner rather than later, so that a smaller percentage of your Furio that you're selling goes automatically into the Furio pool. But you could argue the other way. You could say actually it's better just to start claiming as soon as possible directly into the Furio pool. Never mind selling. Forget about making a USDC profit from Furio Vault. Just put it all into the Furio pool, let it grow a bit in there, and enjoy taking some daily rewards or even withdrawing your stake once it's unlocked. There's still many ways to play this, really many ways, and I strongly urge you to check out the calculators that I've linked in here. Crypto Stews is awesome, and you should probably watch the video that he made to go with that, just so you understand what fields you need to change and how they impact everything. My friend Derek made a spreadsheet as well, a spreadsheet calculator, and I think it's easier to understand. It's easier to see at a glance how small changes will impact. It's nowhere near as feature rich as Stews. So I have a look at both of them, see which one you prefer. Right. Bullets. As I said, I'm not going to talk through all of them. This is important. The Furio Vault contract will soon be renounced and immutable. Apparently. So it hasn't been renounced, as we all knew, and there was that big red warning on CoinMarketCap that said that it hadn't been renounced. Put a lot of investors off. People would prefer if the contract was immutable. I think it's good that it wasn't immutable, but it was mutable. Not sure about that grammar. I think it's better that the Furio development team were able to make changes to their contract, because this was all very new and untested in practice. I think it was important that they were able to make changes. I know not everyone agrees with that. That's not a popular point of view that I have, but there you go. So I do trust the FDT. You might know that I've been hosting the weekly show with them, the Furio weekly show. I've talked to them extensively. I think they're solid guys with real integrity and clearly have a lot of passion for this project. A tremendous amount. They're working so hard. And I am grateful to them for the tough decisions that they've had to take to protect my investment and everyone else's. And as I said in here somewhere, can't please everybody all the time. It's been tough for them, I'm sure. I really think it has, and I know a lot of people are very, very unhappy with these changes that have been enforced upon us, but this is what we've got, and here's my new strategy. I'm going to claim and sell twice a week. it's a good idea to use, oh yeah, Derek's or Stu's calculator. Figure out your own best strategy. Don't just wing it. Have a look and see what the spreadsheets tell you. And get into a good team where you can talk your ideas through with other team members, even with the team leader, such as me. Right, claiming twice a week is going to reduce my reward rate to 1.25%. I'm okay with that. I can enjoy taking some profits, and they are profits because I have recouped my initial investment, I think. Now you might wonder why I don't know that for sure. It's just because the amount I've spent on, I know what my initial investment was. It was $300, and I've definitely recouped that. But I've bought 15 downline NFTs when they were 5 Furio each. When Furio were all different prices. I bought some of the NFTs and those are the NFTs that I needed to be able to earn rewards from the downline referrals. And I don't need any sympathy for this. I'm just telling you that I've spent a considerable amount of money buying those tokens when they were sometimes they were upwards of $50 a piece. I've got 15 of them in one of my wallets. I've got 3 in another, and I think I've got 15 in 2 wallets each. So I've got getting on for 35 downline NFTs that cost me a significant amount of money, and it was investment money. I saw it as a good investment. That's why I'm not sure if I've recouped my entire investment yet, because I didn't record the exact prices that I paid for all of those NFTs. I'm not bothered. I'm happy with where I'm at. So back to this, I'm going to claim twice a week, and my reward rate will go down to 1.25%, but that's just going to slow my progress as well. So I'm not going to hit the max wallet until much later, when I'm only compounding at that rate 5 days a week. I'm okay with that. I'm not in a hurry to hit max wallet for the reasons I explained earlier. It's best if we all just try and take our foot off the gas, just slow down a bit. This is not, as I said here, it's always been meant this way, that the ROI app was just a part of it, just like a springboard to get us into a position where we could access the other elements of Furio ecosystem, such as FuroPool, FuroBot, FuroBet. I know maybe it won't launch, maybe it will, and Furio Finance. All of those elements of the ecosystem are designed for investors who've got more capital. It's no good chucking $1,000 worth of Furio into one of those. You need to be chucking tens of thousands of dollars worth of Furio to really leverage them and generate solid, sustainable passive income. That's the way it was designed. So it's not about going hell for leather just to hit max wallet and then claim and sell as much Furio as you can. It's about just going steady at it, just trundling along, taking profit early and regularly, so that you're not taking a huge amount of profit further down the line. Just take a little now, little and often. If we all do that, we can all enjoy this for many years to come. I do believe that. Might be completely wrong, and I accept that. I totally accept that I might be completely wrong. We're going to find out eventually. Side note about NFTs, FuroBet NFT. Anyone who bought one will be offered a refund soon, apparently, according to the FDT. So I keep reiterating this. There's much more to Furio than the daily ROI app. Many people forget this. The recent changes to the Furio Vault have been exactly that, changes to the Furio Vault. When people say stupid things like Furio is dead, and they're probably not even watching the video all the way through, they probably don't even watch any of it, they just see it as a video about Furio, jump on there and type a comment. Same with the article, just leave a comment. Don't bother reading the damn thing. So those people that I'm talking about, they're probably not even going to be aware that I've called them out in this video. But those people forget that Furio isn't just a daily ROI app. And yes, that's how it started, but it's grown to much more than that. And that was always the roadmap. It was always going to be much more. It was always going to be a complete ecosystem, which is what it's becoming. Sustainability and longevity of Furio. Let's see what this says. That was always the plan. Yeah. Obviously, I'll include the link to this article in the description below. Maybe the FDT miscalculated how much support the fuel vault needed. Maybe the LMS range should have been set much lower than 450 to 550 from the start. There are lots of maybes. Since the announcement about the changes last week, it seems that everyone is an effing expert and knows where the FDT went wrong, what they should have done, and what they should do in future to protect investors and keep them all happy. But as we all know, it's simply not possible to please everyone all the time. We have to move forward with what we have. We just have to. What we've got is what we've got. And crying about it, shouting about it, isn't changing it. We have to move forward now. We just absolutely have to. We've got something that's worth sticking with. Something that can make us all very wealthy, unless you think that 80k isn't a lot of money. Now I realise that to some people that's not a lot of money, but to me it's a substantial amount of money. Even if it takes me 2 years to claim it all from the point that I'm at now. Even if it took me 3 years. If I was just getting started now, and I know that within 3 years from now I will have made 80k from a very small initial investment like $200. That is a hell of a return. Obviously, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, nowhere near. Nowhere near. We know this is high risk. But if it happens, that's a bloody good return, I think. Bloody good. Even if you have to open multiple wallets to realise your own financial goals. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. I didn't explain this in the article, but I'm going to talk about it now. I've got 5 Furio wallets. And some people might say, well, that's just going to cause more stress on the system eventually. There's no difference me opening 5 or me getting 5 other people to open 1 wallet each. Doesn't make any difference who's doing it. What's going to happen is, if I'm willing to keep adding to my wallets. I'm not just going to compound the hell out of them to get them to max payout. I will keep adding more Furio because I know that it's a hell of a return. Even if I chuck $10,000 into each one, I'm willing to add more because I know it's going to help sustain the system. I'm willing to contribute more because of the reward that I'm going to get. I think it's only fair, and there's nothing wrong with opening multiple wallets. I just think it's probably a bit irresponsible if you're going to open a wallet with, say, 5 Furio in it and hope to compound it all the way to 27,777, and then in 3 years' time or whatever it takes, you're going to drain that system. But by then, hopefully, we'll be in a much stronger position, much stronger. We'll be out of the bear market by then. The trading bot will be pouring profits into the Furio vault. Very different situation that we'll be in by then. So I'm not worried about that. Right, what did I say here? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you'll have to read that bit yourselves because I'm not reading that. Right, we have been assured that the LMS has sufficient liquidity to support the price at its current range for several months. Hopefully, before it runs dry, the Furio bot will be... I've just said this. Just said exactly that. Right. Okay, Furio is not finished. Remember earlier I said that Furio is much more than a daily ROI app? Don't make me say it again. Furio is one of the most well thought out, well-engineered DeFi projects that we've seen to date. Do you really disagree with me about that, or do you think I'm right there? It's awesome. Yes, maybe some calculations could be made better, some projections and predictions could have been. Some might argue we should have all seen it coming. The FDT particularly should have been able to project and what's it called, where you play out a scenario. You know what I mean? I've forgotten what it is. It's like modelling. Maybe the word will come to me if I just keep making noises. Oh man, I'm gonna have to give up on that one. Maybe we should have, like I said before, a lot of maybes. A lot of maybes. Anyway, other DeFi projects will come and go. Some of them will borrow some of the innovative mechanics of Furio, and they might implement them at a time when it's easier to create a sustainable daily ROI app, or they might implement them better. But for now, what we have is a tremendous platform for growing assets and leveraging them to create multiple long-lasting revenue streams. Thank you, FDT. Thank you. I still love Furio. I'm sure you can tell. I know some people would prefer it if I shut the up about it, about Furio, and stop promoting it. Yes, I do read all the comments on Medium and all the comments on YouTube. I do. I know some content creators don't, and that's their policy, but mine is to read everything and try not to be too offended or hurt by things that people say. I don't need any sympathy here. I'm not asking for it. I don't even know why I said that. But some people do say some unpleasant stuff, and it does get my goat. So I'm not going to stop. Sorry, folks. I do believe Furio is a fantastic way for ordinary people like me to create wealth. I do. I genuinely do. I strongly urge everyone to have a play with the calculators that I mentioned above. Look, they're linked up here. I'm going to open them now and show you. There's Derek's and there's Stu's. Right, let's have a look at Derek's. I've got them open here already. That's Stu's. I'm going to show you how I got these figures. Look, I haven't played with any of the numbers in here. This is exactly as it is when I opened it. Fresh copy. I do recommend you watch the video where Stu talks you through how this works. I'm not sure if that looks like it could be a link to an article about it. And there's definitely a YouTube video. So there's my initial deposit. That's not mine. This is just an example if we started today or on the 26th of November, some random date. Maybe the last time he updated this. Start with $1,000. And then just look at the numbers. Now, I'm not saying everyone has to start with 1,000. Obviously, start with 100 or 500 or whatever you can afford. But look at what happens. Here's strategy 1. These are the numbers you want to look at. Max payout. Total claimed dollar amount after the protocol and swap taxes. 26,000, right? That's not all of it. Total claimed from Fuel Pool, 20,000, and total Fuel Pool balance at the end of that point, nearly $50,000 will be in Fuel Pool. So just add those three together. $94,500. I don't know where I got 80 from. Maybe I'll change the title of this article. So it looks like you can make easily 94,000. Obviously, when I say it looks like you can make it, we don't know what's going to happen. 3 years is a long time. That's how long this is going to take. 883 days. By the 26th of April 2025. I know it's a long time in DeFi. That's what you'd have in your Fuel Vault, and that's what you would have claimed. So you'd have claimed over 45 grand. That's just one strategy. Look at this one. I'll let you look at these in your own leisure time. Let's just total these up. That's 111,000. Wow. And let's see what this one is. Oh, that's 92. Okay. So this is the best strategy. I wonder what the difference is with this. It's to do with, it's not how much you start with. Look, this is starting with just, oh yeah, starting with 1,000. But see if I change this to 400. See what it does to the figures. They don't change much. It doesn't really make much difference how much you start with. That's 87,000. Alright, let's put 250 in, which is the amount that I mentioned in the article. Is this where I got the 80 from? Yeah, there's 83,000. Now, there's no point in being precise about this, I don't think, because interest rates are going to change. The interest rate on the Furio pool could change. It will change as more people get into it, and as the deposits grow in there. So we don't need to get precise about the dollars and cents exact amount. Just get the gist of it, that you're looking at way over $80,000 there with that strategy. And I'm not going to tell you exactly what that strategy is. You can figure it out for yourself. It's compound 7 days a week until you get to 5,000 Furio, then switch to compounding 6 days, claiming once until you get to 27,000, till you get to max wallet. Okay, nice strategy. So 6 compounds, 1 claim will get you in total over $40,000 by the time you finish claiming it all by April 2025. Plus what you're going to have in the Furio vault. Now you can leave that there and it'll just keep earning more and more. You can just take your daily rewards and leave your stake in place, and that'll just keep earning a nice amount of money each week. Nice bit of passive income. Do it for 3 wallets or 5 wallets. Just multiply these numbers by however many wallets you've got. You're talking serious money. Certainly for someone like me, that is a lot of money. That makes me really happy. This is not pie in the sky money. I think before we were all excited about how much we could potentially make. 300,000 from one wallet. I was convinced I was going to make $1.5 million easily within the next 2.5 years. But I suppose in the back of my mind I did think, is that really going to happen? But now when I look at these figures, I feel much more confident these are real, tangible outcomes, realistic outcomes. So have a play with that calculator, and this is Derek's. You see, it's much simpler. You can just put your starting amount in, $500 start date, and it gives you a real quick view of how much you could expect in total. Now I don't know why it's so different to Stu's. It depends when you start claiming. This is claiming from day 1. What about claimed? Whereas Stu's starts claiming at 5,000 Furio. So I'm not sure how you can do a direct comparison between the two of them, but have a look at both of them and play around with each and see which one you're most comfortable with. You can reach out to both Derek and Stu on Telegram. Right, let's get back to the article. We're almost done, I'm pleased to tell you. Try and get this finished in 30 minutes. Yeah, open more wallets and tell others to do the same. Ron, if you're watching this or if you're reading the article, you've said that to me several times and I don't like it. I'll tell you I don't like it. I don't mind telling you. Shame on me. What, for telling people what the potential is of Furio? I think it's awesome. I think I'm doing a really awesome thing by telling people. I'm not ashamed, not at all. I'm just helping people to get started, progress on their journey to financial freedom. And I've said this so many times, I really believe that Furio is one of the best ways to do that. Tell me another DeFi project that's going to generate these kind of returns for people. Are you going to tell me that Drip's going to do it? Maybe it will. Animal Farm? Yeah, maybe it will. Elephant Money? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Furio? Just because they've changed the price range of the LMS, everyone's shit their pants, shit their beds. I'm going to say this now in this video. I haven't put it in the article and I kind of wish I had. I didn't want to make the article another one about what should have been done, what could have been done. So many people have said words to this effect. My investment has lost 78% of its value because of these changes to Furio. Bullshit. No, it hasn't. The moment you deposit your Furio tokens into the Furio vault, it loses its value. It's worthless. It's worth nothing. Well, just because you bought, let's say you bought 1,000 Furio tokens at $5 each. Let's say you spent $5,000, right? Good for you. You were hoping you would make a fortune. You put $5,000 worth of Furio tokens into the Furio vault. What's it worth once it's in there? Nothing. You can't get it out again. You can't sell it. It's worth zero. Right? Now, so the price has been reduced. What's it worth now? It's still worth zero. The only time it's worth anything is in the rewards that it produces. Your initial investment has not lost its value. It's just going to take longer for you to recoup your initial investment. It's going to take you longer to get the rewards that you really thought you were going to get. That's all. Okay? Now, attack me in the comments if you want to. That's what they're there for. Tell me what you think. I'm not deleting people's comments, by the way. There have been some corkers on YouTube and Medium. And I'm just letting people vent. I understand that this has been an emotional time for people and it helps to say stuff out loud. I understand that. So if you want to have a bit of a vent in the comments for this video, go for it. Go for it. Just I may respond. I might not. I might just ignore it. Unless you say something really vile, I'm not going to delete it. I'd prefer it if you didn't say something ignorant. I might be tempted to delete the ignorant ones. Where it's clear that people haven't watched the video. Anyway, if you're still watching all the way to the end, thank you for watching all this time. I appreciate it. And please do leave a comment, even if it's just to tell me to shut up. I don't mind. It's all good for the algorithm. So the more comments, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like about the video. I don't mean in general. I'm not interested in your general likes and dislikes. Tell me where you're watching from. I'd appreciate that. Anything you want. So I've gone way beyond the half hour that I was aiming for. How do I finish this? Right. Take risks and don't be reckless. I like to remind people about that. That's the name of the game, isn't it? Don't go crazy. If you're going to invest in something high risk like a DeFi project, don't invest anything that you can't afford to lose. It's no good telling me when a project crashes saying, I've lost a fortune and I can't afford to lose that money. You shouldn't have invested it in DeFi. What did you expect? We all know it's high risk. Yes, you've got to take some risk, otherwise you won't get the rewards. Don't be reckless. Don't go crazy. Don't be greedy. That's what it comes down to. Don't be greedy. Come on. Open more wallets by all means, but try and play fair. Otherwise, it's likely to backfire on you and everyone else. Now, we can't really expect good behaviour from people. I think that's one of the lessons that we've learned from Furio is if you want people to behave responsibly, you have to enforce it. I think we should have always been claiming direct to Furio pool, or a percentage of our sales should have been going direct to the Furio pool. But hey, lesson learned, maybe. So if you want to get involved, you just need to know that you might not make any profit. You might not even recoup your initial investment, but the flip side is you might enjoy a steady passive income totaling over $80,000 within 3 years. I've just shown you on Crypto Stew's calculator there. It could be well over $100,000 from one wallet. So if you want $250,000, open 2 or 3 wallets. Open 3 wallets. There's nothing wrong with doing that. There's nothing wrong with opening 10. As long as you're going to put fresh capital in, just like any other new investor would. Open as many as you can manage. Just know that they may not all come to fruition. Just be prepared that this might not survive for 3+ years. But it might do. This is the thing. It might. I think it's got the ingredients that it needs to survive. I'm very optimistic. Some would say I'm too optimistic. I'm just a daydreamer, stupid fool, gullible, and I shouldn't be talking about this, and I shouldn't be promoting it. Well, I don't see it as promoting it. There's an opportunity here, and I just want to bring it to people's attention. You decide if you're interested in it. You decide if you want to take the risk. I'm not telling you what to do. I think Furio is fantastic. I've spent a lot of time learning about it, talking about it, and I love it. You don't have to. You don't have to invest anything in it. All right, I'm going to stop now because otherwise we're going to be getting into the 40 minutes range. Okay, thanks for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you on the next video. Over and out.